What's up guys, Mainly Hockey Cards here, and today I'm going to break down the entire Young Guns class from 2021-22 Upper Deck Series 1. There were some surprising omissions from Series 1, but just makes for a loaded Series 2. I'll be going over each Young Gun individually, as well as attaching a grade from F to A+, as my thoughts on their investment potential. Before I get further into the video, this took a ton of time and research, so if you found this helpful, consider leaving a like and subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind later. Let's get started. Cole Caulfield, arguably the best rookie in this release, though I'd personally lean towards Zegras. But with the Montreal market, this is indisputably a huge card. A. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, or 6K, is a goaltender that has been in the works for the Sabres for quite some time. For whatever reason, he struggles at the AHL level and then looks pretty great at the NHL level. B+. Ollie Alsing, hope I didn't butcher that, already 25 and currently in the KHL. F. Dakota Joshua, also 25, limited NHL experience, and realistically, I think could be a decent depth player, but I'd be surprised if he became more than that. D+. Jamie Drysdale, elite defenseman with huge offensive upside, also plays alongside Zegras. Everything we've seen from Drysdale to this point is a sign of great things to come. Like Caulfield, I'll give him an A. Kyle Burroughs, 26-year-old defenseman with 3 points in 31 games this year for the Canucks. Great story as he's worked through many years in the minors to get to this point. Limited upside though, so D. Tarmo Ruunanen, 23-year-old defenseman putting up solid numbers in the AHL. Will be hard for him to crack through the already stacked Rangers defensive core. I like him, but C+. Mike Hardman, forward prospect in the Blackhawks organization, 7 points in 9 AHL games this season, 2 points in 21 NHL games, C+. Wade Allison has shown a considerable amount of promise at the pro level, 13 points in 17 AHL games, and 7 points in 15 NHL games. We'll give him a B-. Marian Studenic. Studenic has gotten progressively better with time, but in the final year of his ELC and only 1 point in 15 NHL games, I see him in an AHL or overseas role by next year. C-. Keaton Middleton, limited offensive upside and primarily an AHL or 7th defenseman. D. Joe Veleno, former CHL exceptional talent, hasn't lived up to it but just turned 22, and I think there's still a decent amount of potential here. B. Wyatt Kalynuk, 20 points in 23 career AHL games and 9 points in 25 NHL games. Promising start to his career, he has a good chance to be a top 4 defenseman on Chicago, but is almost 25 already, so B-. Garrett Pilon, 23, almost 24 years old, 44 points in his last 47 AHL games, 1 goal in 3 NHL games. Intriguing prospect, B-. Morgan Barron, Rangers prospect, has seen limited minutes in his NHL call-ups, but like Ruunanen, will find difficulty breaking into the team. Given his AHL and NCAA success, we'll give him a B. Radim Zahorna, cool name, and 6'6" with some offensive upside, almost 26, which is a bit concerning, but he's got 6 points in his first 12 NHL games. Again, B-. Jack Ockham, pretty undersized defenseman with 16 points in 27 AHL games this season, 25 in May, D+. Joshua Dunn, just turned 23, nothing too remarkable about him, though he does show consistency, some scoring prowess, could be a future checking line forward, C-. Logan Thompson has been spectacular at the AHL level the past 2 seasons, limited NHL action. My thing with goalies is to always collect at least 1 Young Guns of every goalie each year. You never know, but if an injury in Vegas happens or he gets another look elsewhere, could be a sleeper, B-. Brinson Pasichnuk, limited pro experience, but point-per-game defenseman his last year at ASU, could fit into San Jose sometime in the near future, but needs to get past a recent medical hiccup, B-. Arttu Ruotsalainen has performed well at the NHL level with 10 points in 35 games for the Sabres. Some potential here, I'm just not sure where he fits in the grand scheme of things in Buffalo, B-. Tanner Jeannot has surprised everyone this year with 26 points in 44 games for the Predators. Also a fan favorite, B+. Spencer Knight, not the best season after shining in limited time last year, but still does appear to be the heir apparent to the throne of Sergei Bobrovsky. Top-notch goalie prospect, A. Ross Colton, solid energy player for the Lightning. Not the youngest guy, but he's put up respectable totals for his first 2 seasons. Cup-clinching goal as well, B. Philip Gustafsson, likely the goaltender of the future for the Senators, was very good last year in the AHL and NHL, but hasn't repeated that success this year, B+. Jeremy Swayman, the goaltender of the future for the Boston Bruins. Unlikely circumstances have him back in the AHL for right now, but Sway has been very solid between the pipes and will be for years to come. A-. Kalen Addison, bright future on the defensive core for the Minnesota Wild, pretty young at only 21 and has impressed offensively at both the AHL and NHL levels in his first 2 years. Could be a big dark horse on this list. B+. Simone Benoit, 3 points in 27 NHL games this season, limited offensive upside, D. Daniel Walcott, first player to come out of the ACHA. I played a year in D2, and it's just super cool for club hockey to get recognition. However, he has limited potential, D+. Matthias Samuelsson, solid young defenseman for the Sabres, adding to their ranks in that regard. Potential to play with Dahlin or Power in upcoming seasons, B-. Zach Jones, similar situation to Tarmo Ruunanen, but he is a little younger and I like to think has more potential, B-. Trevor Zegras, in my opinion, this is the young gun you want from this set. Caulfield's great and all, but my money is on Zegras for the best and most exciting career out of the two. The only player on this list that received an A+ from me. Jeffrey Veal, grindy forward, could be a fan favorite in the future, but has seemed to stall offensively, C+. Lane Peterson, scores at a great pace in the AHL, can't score at the NHL level. Perhaps more minutes could change that, but I'm not too sold, C. Mark Michaelis, over a point per game in NCAA career, no points in 15 NHL games, 8 and 13 in the AHL, could get a chance, but already 26. In the Toronto system, though, and anything is possible there, C. Tanner Laczynski, solid NCAA career, limited NHL experience, but good start in the minors, C. Jeremy Davies, could be a bomb-pairing NHL defenseman or 7th, D+. Jackson Cates, not an all-too-impressive start to his pro career. Limited action in both the AHL and NHL, but hasn't produced too much in either league, C-. Tice Thompson, younger brother of Tage, good year in the AHL so far, still pretty young and will get opportunities. Weird market in New Jersey, though, C+. Parker Kelly, depth forward, still young enough to see his game change to some more offensive output, though, C. Alex Barré-Boulet, 6 points in 16 NHL games this year. He's on a very high-end team in Tampa and has proven himself at the AHL level. Could very well be a guy that just keeps getting better, B. Rasmus Kupari, 10 points in his first 44 NHL games, only 21 years old. Another player I see as a dark horse in this list. Should be a top 6 forward, at least in the very near future, B+. Cam York just turned 21 and could be a formidable puck-moving defenseman in the NHL sooner rather than later. This kid is going to be really good, A-. Matt Kierstead, decent start to his pro career, plays in a very good and upcoming organization in Florida, still relatively young, C+. Michael Hauser, feel-good story, paid his dues getting to the NHL, already 29, but maybe he goes on a streak given an opportunity, could be a quick buy-sell play, C+. Shane Pinto, turned 21 in November. A lot of hype here and for good reason. Currently injured, but could be a great time to buy. Another sleeper. All signs point to him being in the top 6 in Ottawa. B+. Cole Lind. Solid AHL numbers. Hasn't replicated success at NHL level, but will be given every opportunity in Seattle to do so. B-. Jacob Bryson. 16 points in his first 72 NHL games. For a defenseman in Buffalo, that's actually a pretty solid start. Like Samuelsson, he is a solid young player and could play with Power or Dahlin for years to come. B-. Joey Keane, offensively minded AHL defenseman who hasn't seen much time at the NHL level. That could change and he's only 22, but he'd have to break through the Hurricane step chart at defense, which is nearly impossible at this time. C+. Lastly, the Caulfield Zegras checklist. It's a checklist, but it's technically a Young Guns, I guess, and they always sell, so B. So that's all 50 Upper Deck Young Guns in the 2021-22 Series 1 release. Do you agree or disagree with my grades? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind later. Thank you everyone for 750 subs and peace.